It's like 12 degrees outside, Fahrenheit that is. So very cold, but I'm very layered, so I'm not cold. What we're out here to do today is compare the Puukko with the Woodlore. It's really cold, so I'm gonna get a small fire going in my Bush Buddy stove. Get a pot of coffee on and whittle up a spoon using a burn-in bowl method, bowl burning, whatever you want to call it, method, so that it's much easier. You don't need a hook knife. It's yeah, way easier. I'll show you that, so let's get into it. Alright, so this is the morakniv. This is one of my most used knives of basically my time in bushcraft. And this is the GWK Grey Wolf knife, Woodlore, or Wolf Lore as he calls it. Beautiful Coke bottle. Very comfortable in the hand, modeled after Ray Mears' Woodlore. And basically that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the difference between a Puukko and a Woodlore. One made popular. This is a Ray Mears style knife, very popular British, English bushcrafter and survival expert. And the other one is a traditional Scandinavian knife. I mean, this is basically what they would use for almost everything. There were a couple other designs that they would use, but the Puukko really was the do-it-all knife. And, you know, yes, it's kind of an unfair comparison because you're talking about a $9 knife versus a full-tang, handcrafted knife that, you know, probably originally cost well over $200. But they're both do-all knives. And that's why I wanted to compare them. Alright, I'm going to start things off with the Mora. This is a knife that I'm more familiar with. Now the only reason why these might be a very fair comparison is because I have done edge work on both of them. So instead of a factory edge, this is my sharpening. All I want is big curls like that I can stick in my Bush Buddy. Yeah. Nothing super fancy. Love this knife. It's so thin and agile, easy to work with. Exactly what I need for bushcraft. Man, a shadow. I'm Can you even see what I'm doing? I just realized. Majorly in a shadow. We'll say right off the bat, because I'm more familiar with the Mora, I'm obviously finding it more comfortable to work with, but this handle fills out my hand way nicer. So it's, I don't know, it's more comfortable, especially when wearing gloves. I feel like I have more control. Now to make things easy for myself, I'm using my Bigfoot Bushcraft fire plugs. I know it's not super bushcrafty to use special fire starters, but you know, I want to get this going. So bend it, bend it, bend it, bend it. Just twist, and it'll fluff up, just like that. If I can get my aim right. There we go. Okay. Nice. Oh. As far as feather sticking, both work great. That's really dependent on your style, how good you are putting an edge on your knife. So I don't really, it just takes getting to know the edge, how it performs. There's never any winner in these comparison videos for a reason. They're comparing apples and oranges. Yeah, they're both knives, but completely different styles. Okay. Gasification has started. Let's get some water out. Literally, as soon as I dunked this in the river, it started freezing. That's cold. Looks like we got a boil of some kind in there. Not quite a hard boil yet, and since this is river water and there were plenty of ducks and geese all over the place, it'd be good if I boil this for a little bit anyway, at least bring it to a full rolling boil. So the coffee I picked up for this, it's called Cutter's Point Coffee Co. It's the brand. I've never tried it before. Kind of interesting. It's an artisan roasted. I don't know what that means. Is this adding atmosphere to this shot? Oh my gosh. This is Fisherman's Blend. It's a dark roast. Don't know what that means. Cutter's Point Fisherman's Blend is a full-body roast with top notes of mandarin orange, which complement the array of deep molasses, aged wood tone, a touch of sweet tobacco, and finish of decadent chocolate. Enjoy CP Fisherman's for a pick-me-up. Love the description. We're gonna try this. I've got a rolling boil now, so this water is deemed safe for consumption. Make sure I still get some heat in there. So if you haven't already watched the previous comparison videos, I encourage you to do so. We compared a bush tool to a Scout style French trade knife. We compared the Kephart style to the Nesmik style. Two very traditional knife styles. And really all we're doing here, we're using them, we're having fun with them. I'm trying to get a nice grasp of what is what, you know. And then I'll probably make a video after this that kind of summarizes everything that we learned. 1, 2. Ooh, smells nice. Yeah, we'll do 3 kind of heaping tablespoon type. See how that tastes. This is not instant coffee, this is straight up ground. So what we're gonna have to do is put that back on, kind of bring it to a boil. Sort of. I don't want to burn the coffee, but that's how you make coffee in the woods. Rose is right. So I'm always sniffling in these videos, and it always annoys me when I'm editing it. I'm sure it annoys you. This time I brought tissues. Okay, coffee is boiling. Don't want it to boil over like it just did. What I'm going to do now, pour a little bit of cold water. Grounds to drop. Now we can drink. We pour nice and slow. And pretty much all the grounds are at the bottom. Cheers, guys. Oh. Oh, yeah. Nice. It's a little weaker than I like. I think that's because I put a little bit over a little bit. Added a little too much cold water to it. But it's still delicious. Perfect. I would say perfect pick-me-up. Yeah, perfect pick-me-up. Best thing about this Bush Buddy, you saw it was burning, it's boiling water. I can still pick it up at the bottom. It would burn me if I touched here, but down here, nothing. Totally fine. So, super, super cool gasifier stove. This thing's really smoking. Tried to start it up. It died out a little bit. Here we go, because I'm going to need the flame to burn in a bowl into this stick right here. debarked, good enough size. There's an obvious check running down kind of at a twist, so if I try splitting it, it will probably split in a twist. It's not exactly what I want. If anybody wants bush plugs in a little tin, nice place to store them, they work really well. Check out the link in the description box. Bigfoot Bushcraft is one of my affiliates. They've been kind enough to send me like an affiliate code, so anything you purchase using that code, I get a little kickback, so it helps support what I'm doing. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Very nice. Oh, it's gonna burn holes in my pants. Okay, but you see what I'm doing here. Now once you have a divot started, you can use a stone or something to scrape out any of the charcoal that you've created. It's been a while. The bowl's burning out nicely. I have a big piece of ash or charcoal kind of on it. Coffee needs to warm up a bit. Just kind of sand it down. Nice. I'm going to call that good because I don't want to spend too much time proving a point. But this is basically what it's turned into. Battery's about to die. Here, let me change batteries. So now that the bowl is where I want it to be, now I can carve around it. Doing my best to keep it intact. Now, like I've said in the past, more haiku, my most used knife. Love it. Can't get over it, but you know, for the sake of this video, I'm using other things. I wonder how boring it is to watch somebody carve a spoon. I guess I'll see when I'm editing. You ever feel like you're carving something and at a certain point it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller until you're like, I don't know what to do. It's now too small to do much with. It's kind of what I'm hitting with this point. With the spoon. Can I claim that I purposefully made it look really bizarre? Okay. And there it is, my there it is. My spoon. Let's see. I'll make sure I'm in focus here. You can see it's got the burned in bowl. And a very, very long handle. So if you're eating one of those mountain house meals, got plenty. You can scoop way down in there. You know, really get into it. Actually, it's super light. Yeah, I like this. Anyway, knives performed great. Fantastic carvers. Very happy with how they performed. I think given a little bit more time, this spoon could have maybe turned out a little more nice looking, but I don't mind. It works. I mean, that's the nice thing. Like, it's shallow, but it's thin. You know, and that's what you need. It's a little small for my mouth, but I'm wanting to reserve, like, eat little rations or something. Or maybe it's just a stir. You know, maybe it's a stir for a soup. Stirring up stuff. For, it's like a cocktail stirring. In any case, this has been Woodlore versus Puukko. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to watch the earlier episodes. Both are fantastic knives. Either style is going to serve you well, I think. Just depends on if you want the more traditional, you know, straight spine, thin blade, Scandinavian, or the kind of more modernized drop point with that Coke bottle handle. I personally love Coke bottles. I think they're extraordinarily comfortable, but I also love the Puukko blade, so I go back and forth. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it wasn't too long and boring. And I will see you in the next one where we conclude all three of these knife comparison videos. See you in the next one. Take care. Coffee's cold again. Cold coffee.